Hey everybody, welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. We have an incredible guest, Miss Renee Williams. I was on her show yesterday. We have Jake Wolf, we have Mr. Nick Sakas. Gene Volpe, the Evil Bald Ninja, has decided to abandon us like a kid on the side of a road, but we'll forgive him for one show. But before we get to them, here's our intro. Oh, shit. White man dance. Sorry. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, guys. We have Mr. Nick Sakas. How are you, brother?
Feeling good, my friend. It's not quite as hot in Tampa, Florida as it was a couple weeks ago, so we're happy about that.
So you're not sitting on the surface of the sun anymore?
No, not quite that bad.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, that's good to see that. Nick, Jake is dressed up to the nines as always with a suit and tie on. How are you, brother?
You know how I'm doing, Greg. You don't even have to ask. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it to pieces, man. You guys are a blessing to spend my days with on the show. But we have to talk to the most beautiful woman on the show, Miss Renee Williams. How are you? Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about you, what you do, where you're from, what's your favorite color. Do you like long walks on the beach, maybe long walks to 7-Eleven? What's your story?
Okay. Well, thank you for the intro, Greg. I am Renee Williams with the Agent Exit Podcast, and I specialize in operations and exit strategy for brokers and team leaders. So if you are a woman, you're a seasoned agent, a broker or a team leader, you've had a business for more than 15 years, and at some point you want to plan an exit strategy, but you need to fix some pieces that are broken, which means you've either got to fix operations, you got to fix team culture, you got to fix personal finances, or you got to fix your marketing and your lead gen. I'm the person to call for that. I came from corporates. I have a corporate background, mergers and acquisitions, did that for over a decade. I've had a real estate license since 2011. I'm a real estate investor. I've been married for 21 years. I've got a daughter in college, a son who's a senior, and I'm almost 50 and I'm still trying to get my shit together, and I'm helping more women like get their shit together too. So that's kind of where I am.
The funny thing is, guys, all you guys are listening. I told her yesterday when I was on her podcast, guys, she does not look anywhere close to 50. I gave her 32. I mean, at a max.
Not even
so
close.
Generous, Greg. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You blow smoke really well, bro.
Well, thank you. It's a professional trait I've learned after 22 years of real estate. So let's break into a little bit kind of what you're doing, and then I want Jake and Nick to kind of weigh in on kind of where they would take it on the marketing side. So when it comes to helping people get out of debt, helping people kind of get their marketing game up and going, where would that start with somebody if they're either a new agent or they're reinventing themselves or they're a veteran agent and they just want to change their profile? Where would you start with any or all of those?
Yeah, so for me, where I would start is to look at what is their vision, like what's the plan, where are they wanting to take their business in the future. So let's have a holistic look at it, like all together, and then we'll break it down into pieces. So based on the vision, that's going to give us a map. And then the map will tell us what is the problem in your team culture. Like you've got family members, or you got team members that suck, or that you got people in the wrong seat on the bus. Is that what we need to fix? Is the problem in your personal finances? Are you spending way too much and you're in debt, so then you can't exit production because your money's crazy? Or is the ultimate issue that you don't have enough leads coming in the door to generate enough income so that you can get this business really rolling? Are you doing social media? Are you doing videos? What are you doing to keep money coming into the business so that you can exit production at some point? So
Let's
it's
talk
a
about exit.
holistic look.
I'm sorry, I cut you off. My apologies.
No, you're good.
I see Jake taking notes aggressively. I see Nick doing the same exact thing. Gentlemen, let's talk about lead generation and how you can keep filling that pipeline. Then we can kind of backtrack on kind of what Renee was saying.
Hello, everybody. So, agents, how many times have you heard us talk about it's important to get into the mindset of firing yourself so you can hire yourself forward? And also, Miss Renee works with seasoned people, 10, 15 plus years in the industry, right? So if you're new to this business, right, the struggle is still real, even for folks that you might hold up on a pillar. All right, everybody has to organize. Now, it's so critical going into any business model at all whatsoever, even your beautiful daughter's lemonade stand, to go ahead and have process, procedure, and structure. Okay, so you have to be looking at those pivotal cornerstones of your business and always be in a mindset of structuring so that you can go ahead and move forward and then move forward to the next step and the next step. So these critical business elements are what every business in every industry has to go ahead and deal with. And thankfully, there's somebody like Miss Renee out here in the industry to go ahead and help people that might have to go ahead and focus on progression. Now, we live this non-infinite life, okay? We do these things professionally every single day so that we can go ahead and bless the people that depend on us on the private side of the house, right? So we don't know when our last day is going to be. So it's very important every day to wake up and be blessed and unstoppable, be the best you can possibly be, and charge hard forward, okay? So part of that is the responsibility of you as the executive of your business to go ahead and put these critical elements in place and keep your focus on it. So I like what Miss Renee is teaching and guiding and leading is to go ahead and help put that focus on, because it is so critical, right? So now, from a marketing component, obviously every single business needs inflow of customers coming in the door so that you can go ahead and have money to go ahead and fund these critical elements of support and additional technology and additional advertising and marketing dollars to expose more awareness for your business to go ahead and obtain more people focusing on who you are and what you do. So I'm very excited today, ladies and gentlemen, to hear and listen to Miss Renee and some of her life stories and teachings. And I got invited to join her podcast next week, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes, I'm excited about that, Jake. And if you call me Miss Renee one more time, bro, I'm going to reach through here and grab your neck.
Well, some people like it.
That's it. Just Renee Williams.
Well, now we've established our battle lines. Good. Jake, Nick, what's some of your thoughts on this when it comes
I was just checking my mail. I haven't received my invitation to the podcast yet, I guess.
Well, it's happening today.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh my God. So thoughts on leads. How would you proceed with that? And then Renee, I'm going to bring it back to you, and I want you to bring it home on that one conversation. I have a couple other things I've written down here, but Nick, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, I think we talk about this a lot, and the title of this show is the implementation, like the fear of implementation. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we talk about video a whole lot, right? And the reason that we talk about video, the reason why people would reach out to someone like me for video coaching, is that we live in a new era, right? Having documentation of your life and what you're doing, and promoting that on social media and not just one channel, is the new name of the game, right? And so I'm very curious to hear what Renee has as far as systems on the back end. Like, we have systems in our business on how we help people scale their lead generation from a video perspective. And people that would come to her would be the same way. Like, I need structure in my business. So like, if you wake up on Monday because on Sunday you're fearful that you don't know what you're going to do on Monday, and for the following week to kick ass and implement, then you don't have any systems, right? You got to get that in place. For me, for video perspective, it's all about crafting your message and then letting people get to know you throughout all of social media. I think one of the biggest misses right now in just business in general is you not getting your message out to enough people. And I know that that might sound very cliche, but everybody has a tribe. Whether you're 1 year in business or whether you're 10 years in business, you have a tribe of people that need to hear from you, right? So how are you facilitating that to the masses of people that would like to hear from you, and then also your current database? So in this age right now, you've probably heard the term, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. For me and my company and what we teach, if it's not on social media, it doesn't exist. And I think for agents in particular, you guys, we have to be doing a better job of documenting our journey, the wins, not just the closing table and how much money you're putting in your pocket, but the lives that you're changing through real estate and the stories behind that, and capturing that and putting it on every platform, from YouTube and YouTube Shorts to Facebook Stories, Instagram Reels, TikTok. It's a full-time job, but you have to be present on all these platforms in order for people to find you. Because I will tell you, and I don't know if I sent this to Greg the other day or not, or I don't remember who I was talking to. My 2-year-old has been sick. A couple people in my house have been sick.
It was me.
Now it's my wife. But my 2-year-old was on the floor the other day with a runny nose. And he's swiping through. He just found YouTube Shorts, right? Similar to TikTok, similar to like Instagram Reels. And he's flipping through YouTube Shorts. And the person I was on the phone with was asking me about long form podcasting and like the pros and cons. And so I'm going through the procedure, like how we chop it up and do different things. I said, but look at my 2-year-old right now. And I turned the camera around and flipping through YouTube Shorts. I said, do you think him at 2 years old is going to consume an hour-long podcast in 10, 15, 20 years? That short form content, like literally being an expert at short form content, is what's going to propel you in the social media realm now moving forward. And that's a skill that everybody needs to learn very, very quickly.
So let's bring that back to Renee. Let's talk about implementation in regards to short form content. What are you seeing right now with your clientele in your business and in your podcast and on that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so this conversation is advanced for my group. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, one, women who are of a certain age are just not comfortable with being on video or seeing themselves on video. And I'm telling them now, and I think, Greg, you and I talked about this on my podcast yesterday. Ladies, if you are not doing social media video, if you're not posting a minimum of one time weekly and hopefully once every day, some sort of video about something that you're doing, then you've already missed the boat. The only types of clients that you will continue to get if you're doing that are your referral clients that you've had for the last 20 years. And anybody new that those clients like refer and they say, hey, Mary Jane's a great agent. She's my agent. And that client refers you to somebody, they're going to look you up. And if there's nothing there, you're going to lose them. You won't get the new referral. And then the clients that you have, agents are sending them stuff all the time in their feed. You can throw a rock and hit a real estate agent. So if you're not, actively on social media doing video right now, then you're already losing even the referral base, the clients that you already had. You're going to see some attrition there. So I'm dealing with the demographic of women who tend to be Gen X and baby boomers, who have this fear of doing video for whatever reason. And I'm really just trying to shake the tree and say, hey, if your business is going to thrive, you better be doing video. And then beyond that, what I'm suggesting that they do is we get their profit and loss in order, and then we bring on a social media person. You can do it part-time or a third party. You don't have to actively hire somebody if you're not able to. You can do it through a third-party marketing company, but you need to have somebody who is designated to do your social media for you if you are an established agent. It doesn't have to be expensive, but you need to be putting some dollars there for sure. And what Nick does is perfect.
Yeah, Renee, I think you're spot on. And the demographic you're working with is a very unique demographic because there's a lot of fear involved, because women are always told to be perfect and beautiful and speak eloquently and so on and so forth. So if you don't come across as a trained newscaster or, movie actor or TV actor, then you view yourself as a failure, when in reality, if you're perfectly imperfect, then you become across as relatable. Therefore, you are then perfect. Like we talked about in your show, like when someone would come on with no makeup on, or their hair is up in a bun, or they're in their favorite, sweatshirt or their favorite t-shirt, and they're talking about something that's important to them, about their kids, about their household, about their life, about their work. All of a sudden, guess what? You're like everybody else, and everybody's going to want to hang out with you because now they're not intimidated. But you can always get better. You can get better lights. You can get better cameras. Get better, mics. You can get better everything. But if you just start going out there and going, guys, this freaking sucks today. This is what took place. Or guys, look, I'm running around like a banshee today because I'm helping my client box up their house to get it on the moving truck on time. I'm sweating like a dog, and I feel horrible, but I just want to come and let you guys know this is what we do for our clients. Dude, that's relatable content. That's where the fear of implementation, can cease and desist, because you're doing what you're doing. Just as Nick, I think it was Nick that said this, document your life. Was that you, Nick, or was it Renee? So one of you guys said it, but it was an amazing comment. You just document your lifestyle and go from there. Jake, you're itching to say something. Go for it, brother.
I just enjoy hearing the chatter. I like having conversations like this. So, agents, once you get yourself across the threshold into I'm going to do this 2-minute video, most people are like, oh my gosh, all right, where do I go with it? All right, so people share it up on Facebook, okay? And then you sit back and then you're like, oh my gosh, nobody's hearting this or thumbs upping this at all whatsoever. Don't get distracted at all whatsoever. You have to stay consistent with content creation. Now, change the way that you look at this, okay? Every single piece of content is a vessel that carries your brand out to the big, beautiful world. It's very important, okay? The Boy Scouts that I bought caramel corn popcorn from are doing a really good job in marketing because they're standing outside the grocery store. The girls down the corner, when I was walking my dog that had the lemonade stand, they're doing a really good job in marketing, all right, in their own regard. But the content creation in this marketplace, in this industry, is about creating educational, consumable content, then disseminating it out to the folks, okay? So it's very important. It's critical. This is something that you can't deny. And if you don't do it, then you're going to be lost to the wayside. While some of the newer, younger agents that love social media are going to jump right on board. They're already living their life in this social world. Okay, so we have to do it. Now, you can be professional, share critical information, the actual topic, because it's fire season right now. So here comes a 4-paragraph, even written piece of material that talks about home fire safety tips. Get it out there. We talk about content all the time because it's a critical component. Now, don't get just frustrated with the engagement on Facebook. I want to tell you guys everything as far as how we go ahead and disseminate content in the marketing world. All right. If you shoot that video 1 minute, 2 minutes, it should be done right to your liking, put up on YouTube, then brought back to your website, hosted on your blog section, then shared onto Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google My Business, then brought back in and built a nice little email template and email blasted out to all of your tribe members via email for that one piece of content. And we're not even talking about putting a little bit of short advertising dollars behind stuff that's your winners for organic posting. So there's a right way to do this, but content is so critical and it's necessary. And Renee says it right. You have to get in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
You do. Renee, let's talk about mindset a little bit for a second.
Sure.
Because the fear of implementation is a big thing, because your fear of being told that you suck, people saying mean comments, something along that line. What have you seen in regards to the mindset, and how do you shift that so that the human being who's in front of the camera can be proud of being on camera?
I to be honest, I just feel like you can't care about what people are going to say. There's a friend of mine who does the Massive Agent podcast, and he did an episode saying that dogs don't bark at parked cars. The whole premise of the episode was that people only talk about people who are doing shit. Like, if you're doing something, people are going to have something to say. Some may like it, some may not. But if you're doing absolutely nothing, nobody's going to say anything. It's just crickets. But you're not going to scale your business that way.
Amen.
So if you're moving and you're doing stuff and you're putting things out there, you take the risk of people not liking you. Brene Brown also talks about that if you are putting yourself out there and you are being vulnerable, by sharing your life or sharing what you enjoy or sharing your opinion about things, you can expect to say things, to hear people say things. You can expect that. But what they do not get to do is to make a switch or a change in your mindset about whether or not you're going to continue to do it. You have to continue to be out there, to be out front, to be authentically yourself so that you're the most comfortable that you can be. And when you're being you and presenting information, you're going to naturally draw the clients who would like you. Everybody else can go to hell and just work with the people who like you.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about Dustin, who has the Massive Agent
Dustin
podcast.
Brome. That's right.
Yep. Yeah, I've had him on my show a couple of times. I've been on his show. Good dude. Really like his content a lot. And you're 100% right. People can kick rocks and die when it comes to, and yes, I see Nick grinning because you guys both saw me almost cuss, and we're trying to keep us clean today. Shut up, Jake. You stop shaking your head. God. But I mean, it is true. I mean, there are going to be people that just don't like you, that they just won't like you. And, you don't like them. So it's okay. You know what? It's absolutely okay. But when you find your tribe, they're going to come running to you, and you're going to build such a powerful pack. As we all kind of joke around up here on the podcast, is that, you don't want, you can have a small pack, right, that you want to run with, but you want a larger pack that's really going to hunt for you. So, so the mindset is one of the most powerful things. And I'll be honest with you guys. A lot of the times right now with the pandemic, I've been in a hole. I've been in a funk when it comes to shooting videos for myself, just because I'm just in a funk. And so listening to Renee talk, listening to Jake, and listening to Nick talk and everything else, I mean, you guys are helping me get out of my hole. So what's going to help you get out of your hole when it comes to just mindset and being consistent and persistent in regards to, being out there and being seen? Renee, how would someone get out of the mindset funk that a lot of us get into?
By doing the work. So if you just do the work, you won't have to, the mindset will fix itself if you just feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feel the fear?
Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because you're going to be afraid. That's not going to change. If you're not used to doing video, if you're a super private person and you're not used to sharing your life or your organizations or your sorority, whatever, your kids, you're going to be afraid. You're going to feel fearful about doing it. But the more you do it, the stronger those muscles will become. The other thing you can do to help with mindset is to have a schedule. So have a schedule. This comes with the implementation piece. So if you have a set monthly calendar of these are the items I'm going to post this month, and they can be broken down into, I have a couple of things. 40% local. So hyper local. Tell people what they want to hear. They don't necessarily want to hear about you. They want to hear about what's going on in the schools, the restaurants, what's opening, what's closing, what's new, what's going on hyper locally. That's 40%. 30% is engagement. Ask questions that people will reply to. You can get ideas from Pinterest if you need ideas, Google engagement stuff. 20% personal. So they do need to know you so they can know, like, and trust who you are. And then 10% real estate. So if you've had closings this month, put them all in, put a few pictures of your closings with clients with the key at the title company, yay, we close, nobody wants to see that every day. Nobody cares about your open house every day posting about that. People want to know that you do real estate. You can talk about property taxes. You can talk about luxury listing, whatever you want to talk about, but only like 10%. The rest of it should be things that the audience is looking for. And I'm telling you, Greg, the mindset will shift if you just do the work. It'll get better because you'll start seeing wins. You'll start seeing people replying over time. It takes time. It takes months sometimes lots of months, like 12 months or 15 months. But just keep doing the work. And I promise you, it will come to fruition. It's happening for me now.
Okay, we went to an echo there. Nick, you're being creepily quiet. I think you're stalking us.
Yeah, I look, a couple things here. Number one, based on what Jake was saying, right? Everybody wants to post and then look to see how many likes and comments and go viral. Number one, more people are watching than you think. Don't let the like, comment, and share be the value of anything with your videos. Okay, especially with what we do as real estate agents, right? More people are watching than you think. Number two is if so. Onto like discipline, like Mike Tyson said, as far as discipline goes, do something that you hate like you love it, right? And that's about being disciplined. So if you know that something that you need to implement in your business, if you can just take the emotion out of it, right? Because we're all driven by emotions, and I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. But once you take it and put it into discipline, you put it into a habit, then it just becomes second nature, and then it becomes something that you can enjoy, but that does take a little bit of time, right? So in thinking about, like, while you guys were talking, I was thinking about an example of like when you're in school. So if you remember back in school, if you're terrified of social media, you were probably the same person that when a teacher would ask a question and they would survey the class and you were asked to raise your hand, when you raised your hand, you would immediately look around to see who else is raising their hand because you want to fit in, right? So social media is about that. You're afraid to post a video because you're afraid to reach your hand up and have an opinion about something. When once you've raised your hand and once you get out there and you realize, hey, this isn't that bad, and there's other people out here, and now you start high-fiving people, and it's a great place to be, right? So the last thing I'll kind of tie this up with is anybody who is negative towards you on social media, I promise you that anybody that's doing better than you, anybody that's at your level, personally, financially, in business, or whatever, anybody who's at your level or above will never, ever, ever talk negative about you or troll you.
Wow.
Anybody who's trolling you online is below you, 100% without a fact. They are jealous of you. They don't have what you have in some capacity, and they are they're reaching out at you to try to pull you down. So look at those comments and just know, God, I feel bad for that person. I wonder what they're going through today. It has nothing to do with you. I promise it has nothing to do with you. It's all about finding your tribe and the people who are going to vibe with you, because there's so much business out there. There's enough for people to vibe with you. You just have to have more bats, like I like to say, right? If you post one video a week, you'll be better if you post one video a day. If you post one video an hour instead of one video a day, it's going to accelerate even that much faster, right? Just find your tribe and do it through video. It's the most powerful thing you can do.
Dude, I can't agree with you more. I was going through my emails, and by the way, if you guys ever email me, it goes into the abyss and I'll never see it because I have like 50,000 emails I haven't read yet. That's not a joke on that number. But I saw a comment from YouTube, and I'm like, oh, comment on YouTube. Click on that one. And it was a video I made over a year ago. I mean, it's not a large number, but I have over 10,000 views on that video about why you should move to San Francisco, or things you need to know about San Francisco if you're going to move here. And I'm like, holy sheep shit, 10,000 views on this thing. And I didn't even know it. And I read through the reviews and the comments. Every comment was positive and constructive, except for one. And she disagreed with me on schools, but who gives a shit? But I mean, I'll tell you this, is that Nick is right on this thing. And Renee, that goes back to the implementation thing. You want to get to a point where you can fire yourself in regards to doing real estate and doing your outbound prospecting. How would you go about firing yourself in the shortest amount of time ever?
Build a great team.
Okay, break that down for us.
Yeah. So you've got to have, and I feel like this may be kind of off topic for marketing, but you need to have an ISA making calls. You need to have a transaction coordinator who is handling your deals. You should not still be doing your own transaction coordination. You got to have a buyer's agent. You need a listing agent. You may need a listing coordinator to make sure lock boxes are done and signs are out. But you've got to focus on dollar productive business. And the way to do that is to bring on team members who are good, who you can trust to get the other pieces of the business done so that you can fire yourself and exit production. as quickly as you possibly can. But you got to be a good leader to do that though, Greg. You can't, be half-assed and have people coming in, but then you suck at leadership.
Right.
You're going to need some help, some coaching, some training on that piece, so that you can lead other people so that you can exit production.
Yeah, I haven't written a contract in almost 15 years. My team manager writes everything for me. Now she's a licensed real estate agent, so she is able to do it. She's one of the best contract writers I know. Jake and I have worked together for a year and change now. I hired one of his ISAs doing outbound calls and, receiving inbound leads and everything else. Basically what you're doing is you're living in Northern California where the gold rush happened. I'm just sitting there. They're sifting the dirt, taking the rocks and the mud away. They're dropping through the nuggets of gold. I pick up the nugget and I run with it. That is how you run stuff. Jake, I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on that because I think Renee really hit something on the head right there.
Well, Greg, you know what I always say, don't let fear and common sense stop you. So
yes, you do say that.
You guys are spot on, right? So it's important if you are going to be in business to structure it properly, to be the leader of you. And I want to tell you guys something here. If fear is stopping you, I want you to go ahead and turn around and look at the people that depend on you. They want you. They need you to go ahead and be the best you can be. So go be blessed and unstoppable. Start. Put it out there. Just get it out there. All right. Plus, you need to do this for your business. That's part of your job responsibilities. Period. Okay. So yes, very critical. Team building is important, right? So when we talk about always finding ways to go ahead and fire yourself so that you can hire yourself forward, there will be, once you get into production in a positive way, there is going to be these critical energy vampires that always, oh my gosh, something's going on with my computer. All right. So there are going to be these critical energy vampires. All right. When you find yourself going at this 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, and then 4 o'clock in the morning, you're back up getting after it. These are all moments where you need to identify those energy vampire moments and find other people or systems to go ahead and replace that time so that you can go ahead and apply your time necessary. I love when people start talking about the calendar. Okay. It's very important to have that structure of what am I going to do? What day is it due by? What content should be on your calendar? Ladies and gentlemen, look at your calendar right now. If you even have one, what content are you going to produce this week? What's the topic? When are you going to do it? And when are you holding yourself personally accountable to get it done by? And then once you have that information, what are you going to do to get it out to the world? All right. So these are critical components. I love all of this topic, right? So I'm a huge business marketing systems guy. I've been doing it for so many years in so many different industries. And these are the things that we look at. And it's not just real estate. It's what are you doing in your business? Where can we find improvements? What are you doing for marketing? What is your budget? All right. So I can tell you this. Marketing is such a critical component of real estate. All right. Organic marketing, sharing content, getting stuff out there, bringing your brand to the marketplace. Plus, if you're not spending dollars to go ahead and grab advertising and get it out to the world, somebody else is doing it. Yeah. Why wouldn't you invest money monthly into your business to go ahead and take that content and then gather more and new exposure on the stuff that you're sharing from your company and your brand? Why wouldn't you do that? Every single person in real estate, I personally feel you need to find what right now in your business is an acceptable amount of dollars to go ahead and put in the gas tank of advertising month over month. All right. And then once that starts self-liquidating, now you have the ability to go ahead and put more fuel on the fire to get more awareness. But you have to go ahead and create content then to go ahead and fuel the content to the marketplace, right? So if you just start advertising and you're always the person saying, I'm number one, I did it again, look at me, I'm awesome. And, oh, we did it again. And I did it again. You have to create educational consumable content, get it out to the marketplace. That's what people consume. Those are vessels and vehicles that carry you and your brand out to the marketplace. You are educating and sharing that wealth. I love hyperlocal. Always love hyperlocal. Be that newsworthy, pressworthy person that's saying, hey, this is what's going on. You know, the 4th of July rodeo is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some information. Or here's Bike Week. Or here's the fireworks show. Or we have new construction happening over here, and this is the builder. And all of this stuff that you guys are thinking about is very critical. So but you can't even get to an advertising level effectively, ladies and gentlemen, unless you go ahead and give somebody something to consume. All right. I want everybody to think of this. Let's say you and I put $1,000 into advertising. We went out, put $1,000 to drive people back to our website or landing pages. Okay. Think of it like a restaurant. You and I, if we were restaurant owners, would not tell 1,000 people to come over for a buy one, get one free burger at our restaurant if we didn't have anything to consume. Yes, we could drive 1,000 people in, but then you're not giving them anything to eat at all whatsoever. Content in real estate is the exact same way. You want to go ahead and be the best you can, create, yes, the critical information on buyers, journeys, sellers' journeys, who you are, other things to think about, frequently asked questions. Those should know questions that you find yourself suggesting to the buyer or seller during these moments. Those are all shareable, good pieces of content. And you are going to have customers in a stage of the customer journey that need that information because they're close to the transaction. The other people that are thinking about selling in 8 months, they need to get to know who you are, your brand, how you can help, how you're an ambassador of the local area, right? These are all very critical components of business, guys. And it's not even a suggestion. It is a necessary component of your business. It has to be done. So when we talk about fear, stop. If you are fearful of getting this information out to the marketplace, it is 100% necessary. If I was your boss and you worked for me and I said, it is your job to go ahead and create this content right now, and you didn't do it, what would you think Sergeant Wolf would say to you? Here is a reprimand. If you repeat this at all whatsoever, I am going to release you from your duty at my business, period. You guys have went ahead and decided to get into real estate to go ahead and bless yourself financially, buy back yourself some of this time freedom so that you can go ahead and focus on the things that are critical and important to you in a non-infinite life. Look around you in this wonderful place on the internet, this on the line thing with all of these awesome resources and beautiful, wonderful people that are sitting here at the round table right now that we are sharing our non-infinite life with you guys and our experiences because we are of service and we want you to be blessed and unstoppable. But get off the fear, start getting to work is necessary. And don't let down the people that depend on you. Start depending on yourself.
So that was like a Sergeant Wolf rant, which I freaking love. Renee, I'm going to let you take it home. Give us some of your final thoughts, some opportunities where people can get a hold of you and connect with you. The reason I'm cutting this a little bit short, guys, I apologize. The contractors just came back and sounds like they're sawing through the fucking walls down there. So it's going to be very loud. I'm sorry, Renee. I cussed. My apologies.
No problem.
But bring it home for us, girlfriend. I mean, take us anywhere you want to go, and then all your contact information. Definitely tell us about your podcast, how people can reach out to you, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, gentlemen, for having me on. I definitely, Nick, I will be in touch so that we can get you on the show. We want to talk more about what you're doing with editing and video and everything because my audience desperately needs that. I am at ReneeWilliamsGroup.com. If you want to go to my website, it's ReneeWilliamsGroup.com. I am doing free strategy sessions with the Real Estate Uncensored podcast listeners. If you go to ReneeWilliamsGroup.com/REU for Real Estate Uncensored. So ReneeWilliamsGroup.com/REU for a free strategy session. It's a 1-hour session with me just to talk about what's going on in your business. If you ever want to exit, if you're 35 and you want to exit production at some point, let's talk. Call me. You don't have to be over 50 to have the conversation. I do generally tend to work with women. That's just my wheelhouse. I can relate better for some reason. I don't know why. I love my husband. He's a great man. I love men. But I just work better with women.
I love how you're back walking that one. So
yeah, I do love men. Not that I don't love men. I do. but typically I work better with ladies just to get inside the mindset, just the way that we think, and I get it. And so I am certainly available. But before we wrap up, I just want to remind everybody a little bit about what we said earlier, that all of these things are absolutely doable. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Yes, you are going to feel some fear. Yes, it is going to take some time to see some results, but you don't have to ask for anybody's permission to do this. Give yourself permission to be the owner, the boss, the leader of your business, and to move forward so you can get out of overwhelm and get out of the fear of getting these things done and get them done. Grow your marketing, grow your operations, and have an exit strategy to exit production.
Damn, you nailed the shit out of that one, Renee. Love it to pieces. All right, guys, we have an incredible, beautiful, intelligent woman who has graced us with her day and her part of her time. We're going to do 3 colors on the bow, guys. Don't give me any shit for it, okay? So, Jake, what is your color for the bow in the show?
We're going to go with royal blue today, my friend.
All right, royal blue. I like it. Nick, what's your color from the bow in the show?
I don't remember if I did gold last week, but I feel like there was a lot of gold nuggets dropped today, so I'm going gold.
All right, we're doing gold. I like it, like it, like it. Renee, what's your color for the bow in the show?
I'm going to say red, like a Corvette.
Corvette red.
We're moving. We're getting it done.
Corvette red. Guys, these are some great colors. Matt sucks at this shit. You guys are killing it.
Matt only knows black and white piano keys. That's it. Those are his 2 colors.
Yeah, those really are his 2 colors. Yeah. Hey guys, I want to thank you one more time. Thank you for watching and listening to the podcast and watching the video anywhere you guys consume this content. Go and give us a 5-star, not a 2-star review, so the algorithms will kick this up for other people so they can watch and consume this information. If you guys like what Renee said, please give her a tag in any comments. Go follow her. Go listen to her podcast, Agent Exit Podcast. Phenomenal content over there. She crushes it on the interviews. Go take a look at Nick Sakis and his incredible organization. Go take a look at Jake Wolf and his incredible organization. And as always, guys, we love you to pieces. But before we go, we have to put the colors on the bow for the show. So we have royal blue, gold, and then Corvette red. Guys, we love you to pieces. Until next time, peace out, ninjas. We're gone.